Sorry, I'm a little late. Here we are on our tea time with Victoria. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I just had a wonderful workshop and I just wanted to get ready for today and answering questions that you may have. So we're going to be sharing today about 4 things you need to be an incredible outdoor educator, nature-based educator, person, a teacher that teaches outdoors, 4 things that you need. So first of all, I wanted to share a little bit about myself and my story and how this sort of transformed my philosophy of education into nature-based education. So again, my name is Victoria Hackett. I'm the founder of Outdoor-Classrooms.com. So excited to be here and sharing my tea with you. So it's awesome to think about. So I have always been an educator. When I was a little girl, I used to teach my imaginary class for hours and hours and hours, and I'd have them all lined up. So for as long as I can remember, I had my imaginary class, and whenever we went on a family vacation, we would go on a field trip. So then I became a teacher, and always have loved children, and my heart, I think, started with early childhood education. And so years and years have taught in various arenas, in schools, various ages. But really, it wasn't until I became a parent that is when my whole philosophy of education transformed. It's amazing. It was at the moment of a friend of mine came up to me, Diane, said, "Hey, what do you think about creating this?" We had an empty courtyard in front of my children's elementary school, and they said, "Why don't we change this into an outdoor classroom?" And again, this was 15 years ago, 16 years ago, so long time ago. And we did just that. And that experience alone and again, with my parent hat on, completely transformed my whole philosophy of education. So kind of amazing where it has gone since then. So while my kids were in school, again, they were in preschool and kindergarten, we planted things, the whole community came together. It was just in completely serendipitous experience, and to see how we not only transform the space, but I could see how the children were transforming and how they were different in the space. And then how the teachers were like sort of aha. So I kind of started to dig a little bit deeper. And again, I think I talked about the 4 different types of gardens that are the basis of a lot of the foundation of my work, because at that time I did a lot of research and a lot of exploring, and found, again, at that time, a lot of outdoor classrooms were very popular in the Western part of the world, California and all of that, because it was easier to grow. So we had so again, gardens that feed, gardens that attract wildlife, gardens for outdoor learning stations, and gardens for art and beauty. So those are the 4 different types of gardens. But then last year happened, we had COVID, and a lot of schools were calling me up and asking me to help them transition themselves outdoors. And what ended up happening was, which was sort of unbelievable, was what I created after that fact, which I wish I had it at the moment, but 5 phases for teaching outdoors. Because when I started working with teachers, I really found that they were in different phases. And I was kind of struggling with, okay, well, how can I give you what you need? And everyone's sort of in a different phase. So that once they were in different phases, I knew exactly what they needed. So I came up with the 5 phases of teaching outdoors, and that is exploring. The first one is the infrastructure, and that's the actual physical space of your outdoor classroom. what physical things do you have there? It's like you're designing your indoor classroom, but this is thinking about, okay, what do you need outdoors? The second one is just getting outdoors. So a lot of teachers just get hung up in terms of how do I get out there in terms of transitioning and getting those elements. The third one is actually probably the largest and the meatiest, and would be different for everybody. So the third phase is phase 3, which is teaching and learning outdoors. And again, because everybody's got a different grade and dynamic of classrooms and so on and so forth. So that's a very sort of thicker phase. And phase 4 is weather. And that is always the challenge, is how to deal with the weather. And then phase 5 is sustainability. So once folks were able to sort of see where you fit in what phase, then they knew exactly what they needed to do in terms of how to get started in their outdoor classroom. So today, we're going to be talking about 4 things that you need to be an awesome outdoor educator. So I just want to, before we do that, I want to review a little bit about what we've been doing each day. So I'm going to be coming on live each day this month and answering your questions and your topics. And I just want to share. So the first day, September 1st, we talked about getting from stuck to feeling confident. And we had some strategies. So if you're interested in that, go back and watch that. That's talks a lot about mindset and getting ready for that. The second one is yesterday, which we talked about what is nature-based education all about. How does early childhood education and nature-based education, when they merge, what does that look like? And do you need to be, a certified environmental educator to be able to teach outdoors? So we talk a lot about that. So today we're going to be talking about the 4 things you really need to successfully teach outdoors. So thinking about all of that and my experience teaching outdoors, and I want to preface this with that I have taught at Mass Audubon, and thankfully, but you don't have to be a nature-based, have that background to take your class outdoors to teach. You do not need to be someone who has a degree in outdoor education and mounds and mounds and mounds of experience to take your classroom outdoors. You do not need that. The things you do need are the things that I'm going to be talking about and sharing with you in terms of what it's going to take to be a great outdoor educators. So the first one is you need to love children. Simple. You need to love children. If you don't love children, I can't help you. I can't work with you. You need to love those children. No matter what, if you're working with young children, if you're working with older children, if you're working with the in-between children, you got to love them. You got to love them like they're your own, and you want the best for them. So really thinking about that. So if you are one of those people, there are a lot of people out there that just, they might be teaching for whatever reason, but they don't necessarily love the kids. So that's the first thing, is you really need to love the kids. The second thing is really being passionate about creating the best outdoor classroom that you can possibly imagine in your mind. So if you're not passionate, again, I can't help you. I can't, that has to come from you. Okay. So if you are just like, I don't really want to teach outside, I don't know, that's all you. That's your own mindset. That's something that you have to work through. I can't give that to you. I can't teach that to you. You need to come from a place of, I really want to teach outside and I want to learn. I'm a little nervous. You can be scared. You can be maybe, maybe worried, scared, stuck, all of those things you can be. But the underlying denominator needs to be that you're kind of excited to at least have some wonder and some curiosity to get yourself there. Okay. So with that, we've talked a lot about that means with that passion, we're going to add the understanding and learning that we're going to still want to learn the nature-based preschool. If you're in preschool, if you're in older grades, that's okay. But this is the professional development preschool professional practice guidebook. So this is for, and again, if you're in early childhood, the NAEYC and standards and all of that. So really being understanding, you're willing to learn, you're willing to extend your professional development into learning more about how to be the best educator outside, and also creating the best outdoor space for your kids to learn. Okay, so that is 2. So we got 1, which is simply loving those kids. You love the kids are around and your heart just overflows with joy. Okay, so it's not what, oh, the kids are here. It's, oh, the kids are here, I can't wait. So love. Number 2 is to feel very passionate about not only yourself teaching outdoors, but your really learning how to be the best person to teach outdoors for those kids, and creating the best outdoor classroom. Number 3 is that you are willing to step out of your comfort zone, which may be teaching indoors, and maybe stepping out of your comfort zone, and that you're willing to sort of follow directions and teach throughout the seasons. So that might be a tricky one. So you might want to just start small, but there to have a willingness to at least try to teach during challenging weather days. But really this step is to be able to follow directions so I can help you, guide you in that arena, and that we have a whole community that will be cheering you on and supporting you, and listening to their stories about what's possible. So we've got loving children. You got to love those children. And if you're going to love them, you're going to take them outside because that's the safest place for them. You're going to feel passionate about making your outdoor classroom the best outdoor classroom possible, and how to do that. You're going to follow, therefore, in that, you're going to learn as much as you can from different books, different resources. You're going to, create those libraries, all sorts of stuff. Which we can provide you with here at Outdoor Classrooms. And then you're going to really follow directions in terms of how to really start spending more time outside. So you may start with 5%. You may grow into 10%. You may grow into 30%. And slowly and slowly and slowly feeling more and more comfortable, where it actually feels more comfortable to be outdoors than it does indoors. And lastly, we have the 4th one is you are absolutely determined to succeed. And no matter what, you do not want to give up. So that's the 4th one. So none of those options, and talk about, you need a degree in outdoor education. You need a degree in how to take kids outside. You need it's very simple. It's doable. It's having an open mind. It's a mindset. So I'll go through them one more time. I'm so excited you're here and watching. So we've got the first one, again, is loving children, really just feeling that love, which is kind of a no-brainer, but there are teachers out there that, maybe don't have that. That you feel passionate about really becoming the best outdoor educator that you possibly could be, and creating the best outdoor classroom that you possibly can. And part of that will be educating yourself, whether you read articles, whether you come to outdoor classrooms and find things there that are helpful to you, whether you talk and learn from other programs that are in your area that you can actually go and see. So finding that thing that lights your fire. For me, it was witnessing. I think I got upset. I got upset because I saw, again, my kids were in kindergarten and preschool. At the time, I saw fifth graders who seemed so adult to me at the time, so grown up, that they had never planted anything in the ground. It was the first time they'd ever planted a bulb. They'd never dug in the ground. And I got angry. I got angry about that I said, how in the world do we live in our community and we have fifth graders having never had this experience before? That's a crime. So that started my crusade. That was enough of a flame to light me up to do the work that I'm doing. So figure out what it is for you that's going to light you up, and it's going to get that passion going, to be the best in your arena, and following directions with the goal in mind that you are going to create a mindset that you're going to take on the challenges, which might be, the first thing I can think of is challenging weather, or kids that are afraid of being outdoors, or the complaints that you might get, or all of that, or people saying, no, you can't do this. To figuring out and following and allowing us to help you with that. And the fourth one is that you're determined to succeed, that you are excited and determined that you will, that with anything new, it's going to feel like you're writing with the opposite hand with anything new, and that it does take determination and trial and error and so on and so forth. But if you don't have that, you won't be able to get to the finish line. So those are the four. And I wish you luck, and write your questions in the comments and we will answer them on Monday. So happy weekend. Talk to you soon. Bye.